Hey, I'm Ian from Good Deal, and I know a few things about appliance, gadget, furniture, and even e-bikes.
Hi, I'm Mike. I pretend to know a lot of things about gadgets appliance, but I did move to my new home.
Congrats.
Thank you.
I'm Jenny, and I know absolutely nothing about appliances and gadgets, but I do want to buy a lot of things. So,
Our common interest in buying appliance, gadgets, furniture, and even e-bike brought us here together. And so don't worry, we have some help from appliance experts as well about these things that we want to talk about. So let's start with just answering some questions and we'll see where we'll get to.
On the flip side naman, if there's things that you recommend you splurge on to get good quality, what are things that you think you can cheap out on? Like, ano yung mga bagay na you see people spend a lot of money on, like a fridge with a knock-knock
alarm
feature.
clock!
To be fair, ito lang, let me emphasize lang po yung smart clock naman na binili ko, it was just 5,000, I mean, it's not just. It's 5,000 pesos.
Oh my God, it's 5,000 pesos!
I know, for a clock, right? Pero also, compared to like a 70,000 dryer.
Or an LED mirror.
Or a 5,000 pesos
5,000
LED
pesos.
mirror, exactly.
What would I cheap on?
Like, for example, what I found, because we really try to do like a thorough evaluation of all the things we can buy for our home. And it's a condo eh.
Right.
So we have to be very smart with how we pick things.
We have to furnish
And like,
it.
ang dami mga smart microwaves and everything. But to be honest, they all do the exact same things. Like, even the cheapest microwave was just as good as the fancy ones. The only difference is one has Wi-Fi.
Not everything needs Wi-Fi.
And everything needs Wi-Fi. Like, it gets ko i-ref eh. Kasi for example,
Right.
some revs are more expensive because there's more space.
Yeah,
Kasi rin yung mga oven because they have like different heating feature. But if it's a microwave, its only feature is to heat your food. It makes no difference whether you get an expensive one.
Unless you always get parties at home.
You need a bigger
dami.
microwave. Well, that's
Still
fair.
doesn't make sense, no? Oo nga, no? Cheap on daya, microwave na siya. Huh.
Or also like a water dispenser.
That's
Like
true.
I've seen like I was
I mean, I wouldn't even
evaluating.
buy one now.
I was evaluating the water dispensers. Meron mas mahal kasi nasa ilalim na yung tubig.
Yeah.
But I get it for aesthetic purposes. And siguro kasi mas madali siyang buhatin.
Yeah.
May bigat naman talaga yung mga
It's safe
balde.
space too kasi if it's under, then ang height niya would just be like this, right?
Yeah,
It's the
hangin
same.
lang siya.
Yeah.
Ako, I like those water dispensers. I'm not gonna comment. Kasi as a person na tamad mag-refill ng pitchel.
Mas madali.
Yeah, inuutos ko na lang sa anak ko. Para cheap one, where? Siguro, well, if you have kids like me, baka siguro yung mga furniture sa living
kasi baka
area.
masira rin.
Yeah, masisira din eh. I'd say that area. I think I realized that when we were looking for one to replace our former parang sofa, na hindi na kami dun sa, ay, kailangan sobrang ganda, has to be this stylized, has to be this wood part, whatever, or this canvas cloth. Because we know what's gonna happen to these parts anyway after a few months. Dun, yeah, to save. If you have a lot of kids. But if you're, just with your partner, and you plan to invite a lot of guests, visitors, or friends, I think makes sense to invest pa din on your sofa. Just make sure na it's sturdy, ah. Yun lang naman ang sa akin. If you have kids,
yeah,
make sure
true.
it's sturdy.
May Airbnb kami na-stayan, like, where, like, we had friends over, and then after a few hours, bigla lang
Bumigay.
bumigay yung sofa.
Diba? So, ano lang, short term.
Yeah.
Yes, but I feel like if it's something you use frequently,
Right.
it's not
right.
about the features, but I guess something sturdy and reliable is the
Totoo,
most
but-
important factor.
But when you look for a sofa kasi, especially if you're in a warehouse of all where sofas are made, ang daming mabusisi pang detalye. The materials are different from one another. And sometimes it sets a higher price pagka may ganong design or style. So, yeah, I think that's something you can cheap on.
As somebody who has a lot of pets, like what is something that, with that in mind, that would make it difficult for you to spend a lot of money on?
Yeah, same kay Ayan. Furniture, sofas, because the cats tend to like scratch, and unfixed cats they tend to pee on things. They tend to mark on things. So parang like getting nice sofas is definitely going to be difficult. But yun nga, may mga fabrics na actually that are very cat friendly, like linen, any natural fiber. It's good, but medyo hefty yung price for natural fibers. But wala eh. If you want nice things, so you have cats, you go for the
And
natural
this is probably
fiber.
why you want that vacuum that cleans the sofa, no?
Din.
For that
That's
reason,
a good,
yan.
That's a good thing to have when you have pets. What I think people could... nakikita ko kasi sa TikTok and sa Reels, sa Instagram Reels, that people tend to spend so much on this certain machine, but an espresso machine. Kasi, I mean, if you're not a coffee connoisseur, or if just get a coffee machine, or like an affordable coffee machine, because it still makes coffee.
Yeah, I get you.
But hindi siya like, diba? I'm
Unless
saying
it's
this
your
kasi
hobby
ako,
or it's your business.
Yeah, because no, I get it too. Because my wife is the kind of person that buys her own beans. She grinds it herself. So like,
Really?
she knows her
Yeah.
coffee stuff. Ako,
Well, you must have one.
we have one actually.
Well, she wants one.
She
That's
wants
why
one.
this is near and dear to my heart. Kasi I prefer 3-in-1. I think it's easy. Like I'm not a big coffee connoisseur, and I'm sure grinded beans are better.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a difference. I just can't tell. I don't know the difference. But for people who like coffee, it's a big deal.
Yeah, it's
Right.
Right? So I get naman. Pero if it was just me, I would never consider getting an espresso machine.
That's true.
true.
I only got an espresso machine because my boyfriend likes coffee. He's not necessarily like a coffee connoisseur, but parang napagod na siya sa 3-in-1, and he was like,
Para maiba naman.
Maiba naman. And then I bought him this machine as a gift. So inaral ko talaga. Ako nagtitimpla ng coffee niya, like in the
Wow.
morning,
So
like
sweet.
yeah. But then
You got tired.
dumating sa point na he discovered these like oat milk coffees na naka-ready
to go na.
na distro na and whatnot. So now we don't use it anymore. And it's kind of, di naman siya like the super expensive ones, because I've seen like espresso machines like retailing for
They go
40,000
crazy.
and plus.
Right.
60, 80,
Mine is
depending
like
on the feature.
fairly affordable. It's like 6K lang naman. But like we don't use it na, it's just sitting there. But I don't know if it's like it does a good job making espresso.
Let's flip it naman. On the topic of things you've bought, but you don't need, but you were happy that you bought as a guilty pleasure. What would you say is something that you bought for yourself, kaya hindi naman talaga kailangan? That you were happy is there?
Pang-satisfy lang. ganun.
Like give me like for example, like a gaming console, right? Like you don't need it. But it's made visits from friends more fun. Like gusto yung mag Mario Kart.
More
Para
for leisure.
It's a nice way to welcome guests. Or like one thing probably will be my guilty pleasure once we buy it would be like a wine fridge. Like, alam ko medyo pretentious. I mean, naman ako, pretentious naman
wine
talaga.
fridge.
Kasi you can just put it in the fridge. But I'll say wine fridge is...
But that really answers your question.
Yeah, exactly. It's a guilty pleasure. Like, I feel like
How does it look like? How
No, it's
different
just
does it
like a
look?
fridge. It's transparent. Di mo kailangan mag-knock.
Oh, wow.
Tapos, just put the fridge in. The wine in. Yung maganda kasi doon, it sets a temperature at the point
maintains
that's
that.
perfect for wine.
Right.
Which a fridge can't do. Kasi
I mean,
it's
let's take care of our
prioritized the
wines.
food. Exactly.
Oh no! No comment kasi I used to put ice on my wine and my dad said that's barbaric daw. so ngayon nalaman ko na it's like you're supposed to chill the wine lang. You're not
Yeah.
supposed to put ice in it. So I feel like if you're the type nga naman na would like a wine drinker.
No, or
wine fridge would
it's
be-
just perfect when you have guests over. Like I feel like wine is perfect drink for friends. Because I've met people who would decline drinking a beer, because of gout or like calories. I've met people who would decline drinking hard liquor. I've never met an adult who would decline wine. That's my train of thought.
I would.
Ako din, I don't drink alcohol anymore.
That's why I don't invite you to. How about you, Ayan? Like, I'm sure, and it's hard because you're so busy. But I'm sure there's something in your house.
Plus, I'm so boring as well. I realized I'm like from Mars here. Because I don't drink coffee. I don't drink alcoholic beverages.
Like, you mentioned you like books. Do you have like an ebook that you ebook
Oh, I
reader?
hate ebooks.
You
Ang sakit
prefer
sa mata.
talaga
I mean, I
physical
really
one.
want books talaga. So, I would buy books yung binabasa ko whenever I'm not at school. pag walang class.
Oh, you know what's often a guilty pleasure for people?
What?
Yung mga massage chairs. Yung mga,
Oh,
I'm not gonna
yeah.
name brands, but they go for like 100 grand.
Oh, that's
And then-
true. I think they're great investment though.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, kasi, di ba? You don't have to pay a masseuse.
As a bagay, totoo rin
Diba?
naman. If let's say hypothetically, you were offered one, would you bring it to your home?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I would actually get one. I plan to get one. Yeah.
You should. You deserve it.
I plan to get one. Wala pa akong maisip now that that's not, wala. Parang everything naman is functional. And everything is needed.
You know you're a
Maybe
dad
you can-
when the first priority is
Thank you,
like
Mike.
what is something that my kid and my family
Right,
will
right,
use. Totoo nga naman.
Or probably because I make sure we use it. Di ba?
Oh.
When we buy one, I make sure we use it. Otherwise, bebenta ko kaagad.
How about you, Jenny? What is something that you didn't have to spend a lot of money on it, but sabi mo, see, I might as well splurge on this one, and you're happy that you did.
If I'm gonna splurge on something that I don't necessarily need, it's a Nintendo Switch.
A gaming console for
Yeah.
entertainment.
Tama ba? Like Nintendo Switch is like the one
Right.
you can play like
Ah.
tennis with, right?
Right,
Yeah.
right, right.
Because my sister has one, and I'm good at tennis. Doon sa Nintendo Switch, I'm good at it, and I enjoyed it, and I decided I want one.
You can get one through Good Deal. By the way.
Exactly.
Because if it's like it's exercise.
Last
You can
December,
sweat
that's our top financed gadget.
Nintendo Switch?
Yes. This month it's iPhone. Back to our questions.
I wonder what causes the seasonal fluctuations. Pero
Yung gift siguro, they give it away. It's a gift
that's
ng December.
nice.
Yeah, mga ganun.
that makes sense.
Right. I mean, you don't want to gift one an iPhone 16, right? So
That's a gift
Nintendo
for
Switch
yourself.
baka
That's a
pwede
good
na.
for yourself. That's a very good point.
See you next time. And if you are interested in Good Deal, just leave us a comment and we'll answer all your questions as well. Thanks for sharing your insights. We hope you share your insights too with this discussion in the comment section. Bye for now. Thank you. Should we wave? Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Yeah.